Oh, no chocolates today, Mr. Woods?
No, Ruby. This is all I need. Papa always told me, life is like a box of lollipops. All the flavor and fiber you'll ever need to get far in life. Boy, was he right. I never really had an end goal. Never had a reason to stop either. All I knew was I could run forever with one. Until I ran out.
And then what?
I went home.
Oh.
Konbawa, and welcome to CITIUS Mag. We're live from the World Championships in Tokyo. Chris Chavez joined by our full crew here, Eric Jenkins, Mitch Dyer, and Anderson Emerole. We've got tons of gold medals handed out today, and the USA came away with a nice, good portion of those. We're going to talk all about it, but before we get into it, CITIUS Mag's coverage of the 2025 World Championships is brought to you by ASICS. We had our group run this morning. We were kind of split as a team, half of us in the Super Blast and then half of us in the new Mega Blast that is out there. I like this. Anderson, you ran in these today.
I ran the Mega Blast. I ran
the 800 in these.
Yeah. Because those were a little more comfortable for, I think, the 800 I did. But then also for the long run, those felt good. Those felt real good.
There you have it. Versatile shoe. You can use it for workouts, tempos, and then of course for the long run. Check it out. Today at the ASICS, I had a cool opportunity at the ASICS house to watch Isaac Nader get his. Well, he had his gold medal there, but they celebrated him. He donated one of his spikes to the CEO of ASICS, and he held on to one of them because I was thinking about that. It's like you just won
you just gave one shoe away.
You gave one, and then you hold on to the other one.
CEO's like, I think I'll take them both.
I gave those to you in the first place.
Yeah.
And in exchange, he got like one of those cartoon caricatures that they were doing like in the corner of the house, and a pair of lifestyle shoes that are like a collab, unreleased. Cool moment. And then we did a podcast that's out there. And then after that, Mac left. I got a massage. So
wow,
ASICS is taking good care of us.
Sounds like a pretty good afternoon.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right, so let's dive on into it. Let's start with the men's 200 final.
Dive into men's,
because obviously the storyline around this one, Noah Lyles, can he make the ghosts of 2021 disappear? And he did it with, like the semifinal, you would think that he was going to do it with ease, but a lot of these guys were saving their best for the final, and we saw it be a little bit tighter than expected.
It was close.
And Noah's second half of the race, where he shines, came through for him, ends up taking the win in 1952. Kenny B, another silver. 1958, his season's best. Brian Lavelle, 1964 for his first individual global medal.
Yeah.
And the crazy part about this, let's see, Tebogo, the Olympic champion, runs 1965 and is left off the podium.
100th of a second, and he misses the podium. First on Noah Lyles, like we just immaculate, where he has to me, cemented himself as probably the second greatest, at least 200 sprinter after Usain Bolt. He now has 4 consecutive gold medals at the World Championships. And only Usain Bolt has done that. And even outside of, he's gotten bronzes at the Olympics, but it's like he's medaled at every single championships in the 200 since 2019, which is unprecedented. And think about all the people that he's had to, go through, whether it is Kenny B, who's been getting silvers, whether it's, Letsile, the Olympic champion, even Brian Lavelle, he's been rising, in previous years, like Ariane Knighton, all these guys, Andre DeGrasse in the past, like all these guys have kind of come through the 200 meters over the past, couple years, but Noah Lyles has remained the most consistent guy and has been on top when talking about the event. And this was just an immaculate display of that.
Overall, like, I guess, what do you think of Noah's season now that it's, individually?
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like he was only kind of, part of it is like, I feel like he was only catching his stride here at these championships.
Literally,
right?
Everything was just coming together. Obviously, he got bronze in the 100, but then he ran a season's best there. And now he times things perfectly. Season's best in the semis, and then just off of that in the final with 19.52. I mean, all things considered, Noah he really came back from a lot. He basically started the season halfway through, right? He missed essentially the first part of the season. Now he comes here, he takes on all the guys, like I said. So I actually think that he really showed up, and he just proved like why he's a championship performer, right? He's going to make sure that he's ready for the championships. He's ready when the moment is the brightest, when the lights are the brightest. And also like the world champs being the last meet of the year, that played into his advantage, because it's like he had the chance to be like, all right, I don't have to compete yet. I can rest up, I can heal. Let me make sure I'm right for September now. And he gets on top of the podium. So this was pretty big.
Eric, one of the things I think you brought up, like in the start of these world championships, is that, with Noah being so huge into anime and just like being part of,
Good Lord,
like, just really into just.
Is that how is it anime or is it anime?
I think
it's anime.
Anime. Sorry, I always get that wrong. That was now I lost my train of thought. But really big into anime, like that. He was going to be just energized off of the crowd. When you watch sort of just him at the starting line, he like let out like the biggest roar. At that point, I was like, all right, I think this race might be over.
Yeah, like Anderson said, like he's just somebody who rises to the occasion. And based off that, like the semi, he runs 19.5. So if you're on 19.5 in the semi, especially if you know Lyles, you just would assume that he's feeling really good and that he's got even more saved for the final. But he really had to work for that.
Mm-hmm.
He had to work.
He really had to work.
Like,
he got challenged and he still like persevered. I love seeing those moments where the pressure's on, the lights are the brightest, you are the favorite, and you talk the most. All eyes are on you, and you still step up and deliver. It's really cool moment. It's fun to see him and Kenny B like go 1-2, especially with all the, after USA's all the kind of the rivalry, all the talking.
Did they? I didn't see. I went downstairs after the race, but did they like?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were. They dapped up. They were.
Okay.
It seemed like it's all good.
They didn't do like
Shrimp Man was right.
Shrimp Man was right.
They didn't do like a victory lap together or something like that.
I think I did. I don't think they did a victory lap together, or if they did, I certainly missed it. But yeah, I thought that was.
I think they're
really
good.
cool.
They're
Seems
good.
like, or at least like okay. For Kenny, I'm glad you bring him up, Eric, because another silver medal. Like
this is weird. I mean, well, no, this is an accomplishment, right? He gets on the podium, but I know he obviously said that he wanted to beat Noah. He wanted to get the gold medal, and it is another silver medal: 21, 22, 24, and now 25. So he's unfortunately come up short, but he challenged Noah. He really pushed through in the last couple meters to try and challenge for the gold, but he came up short. Though it was his season's best, but it's like I don't know what Kenny has to do to be able to get a gold medal. It's like as long as Noah is running, or even I guess he lost to Letsile last year, but it's like there's always someone in front of him.
Kenny's in the Femke Bolt position right now, where it's like there's just a
needs
better all-time talent ahead of you, even though you're still a very, very good athlete. Like you're just going to be racking up silvers until that person decides to do
To
something
switch
totally
over,
different.
yeah. He needs Noah to just focus on the 100 and let's see, like, to go to 400 or something. But
It is crazy because like if you probably mapped up the season and like you're Dennis Mitchell and Kenny's like discussing things, you're probably at some point, unless you somehow believe Noah is going to be in 19.3, 19.4 shape, you probably felt good if you expected yourself to be in 19.5,
yeah,
you know, shape,
yeah,
which he was. He runs 19.5, and that's
1958,
like
yeah,
the fastest he's ever gone in a global championship
yeah,
final,
yeah, yeah.
and it's still not enough.
It's not enough. Yeah. I definitely think, especially in the middle, well, I guess the early and middle part where Kenny was the guy, like he was the guy to beat, dominating in Grand Slam track, went to USA's, he won the 100. You know, of course, he lost to Noah in the 200, but that was still a very close race. And everyone was looking at him like, okay, you could potentially win the gold. At a point, people were even saying potentially, you know, he had good chances in the 100, but definitely people had the conversation in the 200. But, you know, I think it just comes down to, I think for Kenny, there's just always someone ahead of him. Because like you said, he literally ran his fastest championship time here.
Mhm.
And it just so happens that Noah ran faster. That's really what it was. But kudos to Kenny for being able to also peak at the right time. And I do want to say with Noah and Kenny, the fact that they did a double here. And I know some people maybe questioned like, oh, would they be a little tired? Would they, you know, not perform to their best? But like they basically ran as if they hadn't even run the 100, right? They basically ran fresh. Both of them ran season's best. Both of them took down the entire field. Like they're consummate performers when it comes to the 200 specifically, and they just continue U.S. dominance, man.
All right, so in the bronze medal position, this is huge for Brian
Brian
Lavelle, right?
Lavelle, yeah, the young kid from Jamaica. I thought he'd run a little bit faster. Obviously, yesterday I was saying I think him and Noah would be the guys, but he runs 19.64 to get a personal best. This is the first medal for Jamaica in the 200 since Usain Bolt in 2015.
Wow, that's
Literally
Wow.
10 years. Like Usain Bolt winning gold then, that was the last time Jamaica got any medal in the 200. So this is pretty big, and he's 21 years old. He's like on the rise. He's going to be someone that Noah, Kenny, Letsile, like we're gonna see this group of guys continue to, you know, go head to head over the next couple years.
Because he has like he's a pretty tall guy, right?
Yeah,
Of the
yeah.
whole bunch like,
Of them, it's probably like him. Darnell is a little
Yeah.
tall. Kenny maybe, but like yeah, Brian is like pretty tall.
Yeah.
6 something. He's big.
That stood out to me because I was like, his physique, right? Like when you kind of compare it to not Bolt was a
freak.
specimen, but like he's really, yeah, that he sticks out when I
Yeah.
watch them all come through the mixer. I'm like, that's a big dude.
Yeah, I will say the one thing about Brian. This may, I don't know, So the USA 4x1, right? That'll be coming up soon. Actually, I think the heats may be tomorrow. But so obviously we have Noah, we have Kenny, and then we have like other guys. I assume like Christian Coleman. You know, all guys are going to be there. We may have a good chance to hold things together because I'm not. I know there's question marks on holding the batons and all that, but I'm not sure if Brian Lavelle is going to be running the 4x1. So there are some issues, some like underlying issues about him not getting selected for world relays or something like that, and like some politics going on. And so we asked him in the mix zone after the race today, and he was like, no comment, like if he's going to run the 4x1. So it's possible he might, but he's a big factor for Jamaica's 4x1. And if he doesn't run, that's a big piece taken out.
Who asked the question, you or one of the Jamaicans?
This was one of the Jamaicans who asked, but it's been something that's bubbling for a while.
I was wondering, it's like, if he heard it from an American, he says no comment, but if he heard it from a Jamaican,
no.
he would have said something.
No, it was a Jamaican, but it's yeah. So I don't know. Obviously, USA still got to get the baton around, but it's something to keep an eye out for.
In just kind of relay implications from this race, like as if 3 Botswana stars in the 400 final wasn't dangerous enough. Now we have a fired up Letsile Tebogo.
Oh, so I'll say also interview up. Letsile was injured, so he's been dealing.
This?
He said that he was injured all year, and even like here, like right before the race and warming up, he was like feeling injury, and he still ran 19.6, which is crazy. But he was saying he had like a knee injury and he had like a hamstring injury that he's been dealing with, and it's just been like active, and it's been something he just wasn't able to push the way that he wanted to in this race. Now you run 19.6, and that's like insane. But he was somebody else asked, but he was asked like, okay, what about the 4x4? And he kind of hinted like they may not need me for the 4x4 because they have all these guys.
I
So
don't believe any of this because like the stories of him last year in the call room.
that's true. That's true. That's
trolling
true.
them. So what did you ever hear about this?
No.
So, like,
Oh man.
in the 4x4, like you're supposed to sit down like in the order that you're
relay order.
Yep. And he lined up in a different order and then switched at the last minute. Like,
I like
when they got up, and then like he was like talking crap to, I think it was like Vernon was supposed to
Vernon,
go up
yep.
against Tebogo. and
Yeah, in
Vernon-
the first leg. Yeah.
the whole entire. I mean that call like that's the if there's any call room that deserves a camera,
Cameras,
like
man.
on the men's 4x4, and especially last year I wish
Last
like
year, man.
I've we had the chance to listen to secondhand stories from Vernon and Rye about just like what it was like behind the scenes.
So what? He's just like playing musical chairs with the
Yes.
Botswana.
Right.
That's
literally
They're
awesome.
literally just like joking around, and like meanwhile America's like trying to figure out like, all right, we got to get this done, and then he's just like messing around.
I love that.
That's incredible
Yeah.
mind games.
He's like, it's like
That's
the biggest
awesome.
troll in the sprints, but in the best ways that like loves to play mind games. So I don't believe any of this. I think that there's an interview that I asked him at the pre-classic about the injury that he had before that caused him to pull out of like those 2 diamond leagues, and I said we talk about his injury recovery process and how he was feeling, and if he's so yeah, I'm not buying this. I think that this is all
Man.
just a decoy for him to show up and go
Blitz.
up against
Yeah.
Rye potentially in the
Oh, definitely.
in the anchor leg again.
Okay, so then let's see. Like, has to be like, I mean, he obviously is a troll, but like he went into detail again, like just now about like going through every meet. Like he said, Monaco, London, Prefontaine, like saying, okay, I was injured here, I did recovery, I did injury. Like he must be a really good liar. I
Yeah,
don't know.
he's getting better. He's getting better at trolling. He's
Yeah.
upping his game.
Could he have trolled you in the interview?
He's also hurt doing all these meets.
He loves money though. Like he's very
Well, like, yeah, a lot of
I
people
get
like,
that.
we all love money, but
and like you asked him, I think what was it? You asked him last year at the diamond the meets after the Olympics where he wasn't winning like very many of them. Right?
Yeah, I think because Kenny was running and beating him and stuff like that.
I
Yeah.
was like, well, like you just won the Olympic gold. Like, what keeps you showing up? He just like goes.
Yeah, he
he's,
just
like
did that.
himself.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's a hilarious character. I think he's gonna be like, 4x4 is gonna be crazy.
Yeah. I think the US has they have some competition in both relays. So we'll see how that unfolds.
What was the question we had yesterday about the 4x1 or something something came up and we were like, oh, Anderson just left and he would have been the perfect person to ask that. Well, it'll come back to me at some point. All right, let's shift gears over to the women's 200.
Another gold.
Another
for the
gold
USA.
for the U.S. and it's Melissa
Double.
Jefferson-Wooden, 21:68,
68.
world leading time.
Big,
Excellent
big.
execution all around.
She becomes the first American to win a world championship double in the 100 and the 200. The first ever. Yeah. Because at the Olympics, you have like Flojo, but at the world
Elaine.
championships, yeah. Well, yeah. So you have Shelly-Ann did it at the world champs, but at least American wise, Melissa becomes the first. But
yeah, it's surprising.
yeah.
You would think it's like in American history with how deep and rich like the history is. You would think someone has done the double at Worlds. It's what a cool stat to be the first to do.
Because it was Allison was always like
She had done
2-4.
the 2-4. Yeah, she had like kind of split. You had athletes like okay.
wait, so did
Oh,
Mary
wait.
Jones
Actually, okay, maybe not. Maybe I may be wrong. 1999, Marion Jones might have done it, and I think that might still be on the books.
maybe.
No, everything was DQ'd from her. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
That might be scratched from the books.
Okay. Well, regardless, I mean,
Yeah.
shout out to Melissa Jefferson
Someone in
Wooden.
our YouTube chat will probably
Yeah,
tell
someone
us in a
will
second.
correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey. But I mean, like, just immaculate performance from Melissa. And I think one thing that I'll say, because we did see Julian Alfred pull out of the 200, after getting bronze in the 100. And many people before the championships were looking at Julian as probably the favorite for the 2, because she had run 21-7 this year. She had done like really well. But I think this performance from Melissa proves that she might have just won regardless. She was dead set on getting double gold. She ran 21.68, which is like what her PB at USA's was 21.8. So a drastic drop off from there. I think she was ready to win and like double gold no matter what. She might get another gold in the 4x1, but this was a dominant fashion. No one else broke 22 seconds.
Miles ahead of everybody.
No one else broke 22 seconds here. And from the gun, she was gone. She was gone.
In the proxy race that we're playing, it's just sort of like, oh, what if Julian was here? Like, yeah, this is faster than Julian's PR. Julian could have also probably PR if she was at full.
Yeah.
You play these games and like the big what ifs, like what if Gabby was also here? But I think it's just sort of when someone's hot, like they're gonna carry that through for as long as they can, and that's been Melissa all year.
All year, like this from literally whatever April or whatever, right? April, she is dominated, and I think in the Grand Slam track meet in Miami, I think might have been the turning point for her when it comes to the 200, because obviously in the 100, that was her event. In the 200, she finished, I think, 3rd place in that race, but she set a personal best. And I think that was probably the click of like, okay, I can be competitive here. I can like maybe really dip my toes and, you know, make a push towards the World Championships. Maybe it wasn't the plan already, but at least like on the surface, I think she really kind of broke out at that Miami Grand Slam track meet in the 200 specifically, even though I know she won in Kingston, but she was close to Gabby there. I think Tamara Davis was there. So, and then since then, it's just been rolling. And I think she's been undefeated in everything since then. So yeah, Melissa has been that woman this year.
All things considered, like you look at the all-time list now, Melissa Jefferson-Wooden moves to number 8 all-time.
Number 8 all-time.
Number 4 U.S., but that gap between Gabby Thomas and Melissa is only 0.08.
Oh yeah, because Gabby is 21.608. Right?
Yeah, Melissa could have got close to that today.
Oh yes, that's true. That's true.
So yes, Gabby has the shine.
Yeah, that's true.
Doing it at the Olympics, and she's like the Olympic golden girl from 2024. Time moves really fast in these sprint events, and like now this was Melissa's year, and she's got the potential to come away with 3 golds here. I mean, like this could be a really good rivalry that's taking shape. Even though like we only saw Melissa versus Gabby, you know,
at USA,
but then
in Grand Slam at USA's,
at USA's we saw half of it.
Yeah, kind of injured. So yeah, but I mean, even so, like we were just talking about from the women's 100, where like the age groups, Melissa Jefferson-Wooden is still she's 25, like she's I think 5 years younger than Gabby Thomas. Yeah, so
wow,
like which is kind of crazy. She has years to go. Like she's might as well just be getting started with her career. Like she literally just left college in 2022, so she's already running these extremely fast times, and she's beating out the best women in the world right now. I mean, yes, I'm excited for the rivalry of Gabby versus Melissa, but now I'm looking at, all right, I know Gabby's going to get back healthy, but Melissa might have the opportunity to just like take things over if Gabby isn't careful, right? And that's not, obviously, like Gabby is literally Olympic champion. She's one of the fastest of all time, but Melissa, to your point, is like creeping up there, right? You don't win a world championship double against the likes of Shericka Jackson, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, even though, you know, some of these athletes are at different points in their season, but it's like Melissa dominated this year. She dominated like no other.
Yeah. Gabby's 28, Melissa's 24. I just had to
so 4-year difference. Yeah.
In general, a perfect season for Melissa, and we'll see if, you know, it could get capped off with a 4x1 medal. It's likely.
It's very likely.
Right?
I know, yes. I guess the only thing with the USA is they have a new coach, the relay coach, right? USA women are extremely successful. They've medaled at every single Olympics and Worlds since 2011. So they are consistent, and they've won the last 3 gold medals. But with a new relay coach, that's, you know, a question. I think on paper, they're definitely like the favorites, like by far. But, you know, who knows? Who knows? I think she's on pace for a gold.
Someone said Marion's results from 1999 are still on the books, but she didn't even make the final in the 200 meters in 1999. Okay.
Okay.
So she didn't do it.
Oh, okay. Oh, it might have been.
They
Yeah.
reminded me what the question. Wow, this is. I love how engaged
Oh,
our chat
okay.
is. Like I forget what it is. We were gonna ask about Donovan Brazier doing the 4x4. What do you think? Now,
Wait.
no, like really, it's that.
Really?
It's fun. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Donovan has run a 4x4 indoors.
Yeah.
once?
World Indoors.
Okay. Well, what did?
But so has Noah.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, what did y'all say?
It
Oh,
was
no.
It was an option. It was like like we were trying to think through just.
Oh,
Like,
because the USA has been not terrible, but they just haven't looked good in the 400.
well, we were just kind of going through like, okay, Rye, Vernon, Ja'Cory.
Yeah.
Like who are the four?
Probably
Chris Robinson,
Chris. No. Chris Bailey.
Chris Bailey.
Chris Bailey. Bryce Steadman is in there. Caleb McRae.
Okay, so they don't need Donovan.
Yeah, I mean, wait, how did Donovan kind of jump ahead of all these? I mean, shout out
We're
to Donovan.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't put
You would
Donovan.
risk it
I wouldn't.
against Botswana?
Definitely not. No. And I mean, in all respect to Donovan, but like he didn't make the 800 final as
You're
well.
saying it was because he was fresh, like
Well-
maybe because he won't have the 800 final. We thought that would be a better thing.
I
It's
mean,
not.
I may pass on Donovan. Maybe next time though. Maybe next time.
Kudos now to the other two medalists here in the
Yeah.
in the 200.
Amy Hunt, yeah, pulls up 22.14. I mean, this was kind of, I don't know if it was, I guess, a shock for Great Britain.
Not if you listen to the podcast and you've heard Preet just kind of like sing her praises. Like he's been
Fair.
I mean, kudos.
That's
to Preet.
fair.
He's been on it. He's like, Amy Hunt's gonna do something special, and I'm like,
Hey,
funny.
Hey,
Gold
But,
shot.
yeah.
hey, that was big. Yeah, pulling up for silver. Amy Hunt, she's had an amazing season overall. 22.14 to get the silver here. Beats out Shericka Jackson, the two-time defending champion, who ran 22.18 for bronze. I don't know if that wasn't, maybe it was a little shock. She ran 21.9 in the semis, but she'd been dealing with so many different injuries and setbacks. The interview with her should be up on the CITIUS Mag YouTube channel. She was just elated to be able to get the bronze medal here after such an up and down season and so many setbacks and different things like that. So yeah, I think Shericka did well overall, but yeah.
Yeah, for Shericka, this performance is a turning point for her. Just sort of like she kind of was just off, at some of these meets. Not really. Well, I guess she did collect a couple victories.
She did, but there weren't any standout victories, right? I think of like there was a Diamond League in Poland where Shericka won the 200, but Brittany Brown was like right there with her, right? And she had won 100 meters at one of the Diamond Leagues early on, and within like 11 seconds, there wasn't any standout performance that was like, all right, Shericka is here. I don't think she had done that until we got to these championships. But so, for her to get a medal, a bronze medal here, and even in this race, she didn't even look that great, especially in like her second half. I mean, if you were to break it down, but I think just overall, considering the past 2 years, she's really, her getting on the podium is a big accomplishment, and that'll bode well for her future, in the next year or two or whatever maybe.
One thing that I really do like about Shericka Jackson is just like the level of and the standard that she sets for herself.
Oh yeah,
Like at so many of these meets, like you can tell that she's like not quite what I wanted.
Yeah.
And it's like a lot of other people would be like, no, that would be my PB. Like, I would celebrate that. But because she has achieved so much and has sniffed and come close to, the world record,
yeah,
it's like she knows she wants to get back to that point. And
yeah. And like even with her career where she doesn't have an Olympic medal in a 200, but you can argue her as one of the greatest 200-meter sprinters in history, not only by times, but also medals, but she's a two-time world champion. So it's like she has this weird kind of like relationship with the two where she's had so much success, but then so many setbacks. But so it's been an interesting dynamic for her, but I think this was a success, all things considered.
Where's Jamaica's depth in this event? Because like it's kind of not. They did field two other women on the team, but like
they should have had four because Shericka had the wild card.
That
I think is a struggle. You had Ashanti Moore who ran for Jamaica, but she had a PB I think in the heats, but we're not talking about previous years where it was like Elaine and Shelly and Veronica and all these other women who are like literally winning gold medals multiple times over. They don't have that depth on the women's side right now. Now, I mean, Jamaica finds a way to, pull up young athletes from wherever around the country and turn them into these sprint stars. But as of right now, on the women's side, they need to do a little bit rebuilding. Especially Sharika's still going to be here, but they need to do a little bit of rebuilding when talking about the 200.
Yeah, because on the flip side, like the United States, our depth is very
kinda
good.
crazy.
Anavia Battle fourth, Brittany Brown sixth, Mackenzie Long eighth. Like
Yeah.
four
thought
Americans in the final.
I thought Anavia was almost going to get a medal. She was kind of fighting in the last 100, the last couple meters. But yeah, I mean, kudos to the fact that we had 4 women in the final, and Melissa was able to get the gold. I mean, that speaks to not even having the Olympic champion here, but still being able to fill up the final. Literally half of the lanes in the final. So that was big.
And Melissa's not even done for the season, right? Because she is
She is
running
Athos. Yeah. I mean, I think that would just be
another month
Yeah.
of training.
What about that?
right?
Yeah.
I just think that'll be like a consolation. I saw someone on Twitter say like, "Oh, she can run like 10.5." I mean, I just think she's probably gonna show up and just like try and win. I don't expect anything too crazy.
Yeah, I think because we posted a Sydney interview that we did today after the medal ceremony, and they asked her about the double, and then at the very end, someone chimed in like after Sydney starts to walk off, started screaming about like, "What do you think about the world record? What do you think about?" And like Sydney had already started walking off at that point, and then
that was a reporter screaming that.
yeah, because they said like, Sydney had to keep going.
Yeah.
And so they're like, we're only taking a couple questions. And this one person was trying to get me and Preet to ask, what about the world record? And Preet is telling the person like, that's a dumb question to ask because like, she's not going to say anything.
Yeah.
And then like, she was like, no, but ask it. And then
let me tell you how to do your jobs.
Me and Preet were just like, no, and so we didn't ask it, and she had to ask it herself, and just started yelling it. And at that point, it was. But anyway, someone.
She's like, "Look what you guys made me do."
Yeah. Someone responded with like, "Would Sydney run the world record at world record attempt in the 400 at Athlos?" I'm like, Sydney is going to be on a beach in Mykonos in like 48 hours from now, 48 hours after the 4x4 or something like that.
Yeah. I think. And it's all due respect, but it's just like, I don't think anyone is this. The World Championships is a World Championships for a reason. Like people want to peak for now, and then anything afterwards in October is like, just like, all right, let me just enjoy whatever. Sure, I don't know. Somebody may show up, but I'm not expecting Melissa Jefferson-Wooden to show up and run 10.5 or I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
No. Especially on Icon's track. No, that's not happening. I guess
they did just resurface it, but I mean, don't get our hopes up.
All right, Anderson, hold tight, because then actually no 400 hurdle finals. Let's start with
we could do you want to quickly just run through the women's?
Right?
Yeah. We could very quickly. Femke Bol. Sorry, I mean
Dominated.
Femke Bol dominated. 51.5, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, she won the gold medal. By far, by over half a second. Jasmine Jones, shout out to her, 52.08 seconds, I think.
PB.
A personal best. She did say she, of course, wanted 51, but she got 4th place at the Olympics last year, just missed the podium. Now, after a crazy up and down season, I think you interviewed her coach early on, and she was talking about her injuries and all kinds of setbacks. And yeah, she had a journey of a season to get here. And I guess I'm a little surprised. I think most people may not have seen her as the top American, but she really did step up and show up.
Everyone probably looked at Dalila as the top American, given like how USA's went, like the momentum that she had there. But Dalila later revealed in the mix zone that she had an
Achilles injury after USA's, and then literally just, I think she said before this or after the semifinals, she picked up like a groin injury or something, and she was like, I think her team said you probably shouldn't step out onto the track or making a decision, but she showed up.
She did. She took 7th. And then Anna Cockrell was 4th today.
Yeah, but on Dalila as well, just like she announced early in the season that she was going to retire, and it was a big thing. But now she's kind of like, I'll talk to my team and see what happens. So I don't know. We'll
She's like, you know what? I want the farewell tour, and then I'll change my mind at the very end of the season.
Has anyone ever done like it's like a pump fake of like, yeah, I'm retiring, but actually I'm just like
Has anyone ever done a double farewell tour?
Yeah, like, I think Steph Bruce. I think like in the marathon, there was that one time. I think like it was part of the New York City Marathon broadcast. They did like a retirement package, and then I think very soon after, I think she decided to come back. But but the marathon's also different. You can run that thing until you're 70
90
years old.
Yeah. But yeah. That's a 400 hurdles. I think.
Well, I think the bronze medal was Emma.
Oh, Emma Zapletalova from Serbia. Yes.
You've been reading. You've been Duolingoing, haven't you?
Yeah.
I've
been getting my Serbian up a little bit. You know,
nailed the Botswanian one yesterday.
Oh, the Kebinashipi, right? Yeah. I've been working on these pronunciations.
Like a racehorse. Incredible. Jeez, I got a little tingle when you said that.
Could you imagine? I guess like. That is like whoever the TV commentators would be for the 4x4. Like you look on paper and you see the Botswana names, and you're like,
yeah. It is actually one of the most daunting things ever as a race caller.
Yeah. How do you do it? Because like
it's really difficult. Yeah, you try and look at them well in advance, but even then, it's like you're trying to phonetically sound them out. But when you've got a finite period of time to nail it, and you're trying to remember a million other names. It is tough.
Yeah.
So good luck to whoever's calling it.
Get it right and as best as you can. But like some of these, African names like can be challenging. Like for me, like I've been on the New York City Marathon broadcast.
Oh my God, yeah.
And like you'll get Ethiopian names that just like are missing vowels, and I'm like, how am I going to get through this? And so just sometimes you try your best. You consult with the interpreters or whoever they have to get the phonetic pronunciation on paper, and then you just power through it.
Well, are there any points? Because I know like when you gotta do calls, because you're like mid race, you gotta like call a name.
Yeah.
Is there a point where it's like, oh crap, like the person whose name I'm just not sure of is now like moving up, and I gotta
swear to God, it's only ever in the races where it's like an impossible name. And you're like, oh, I won't have to say that. And then they have like the race of their life. And you're like, oh boy, here we go. My theory is you just got to read it off the rip and commit to whatever it is you read. Because the second you hesitate and the second you stutter, game over. Then everyone knows you don't know.
Apparently.
You just got to read it, commit, go, and deal with the angry emails after.
even during these world championships, like someone noted, I think it might have been in one of the Spotify comment sections or something like that. It's like you guys have come up with like 5 different pronunciations for like the Japanese steeplechaser's name, and I was like, Mura, like. There's just so many different ones. So someone could put together a super cut if you want to go through all of our shows to.
But you're nailing it. You are nailing it.
I'm not doing live calls. I have time to like to read these things beforehand.
Yeah, but still.
But who is it? The South African one guy. You were just like, oof, that one's. Like
oh yeah,
practice.
Well it's
he's
like
got the click
he's got the click or whatever in his name that like because I was interviewing him and like
you said like I'm here with, and then you said
I said the name
and then he was like, actually he corrected you.
He corrected me, and I tried to say it again, and he corrected me again.
Oh,
and then I was just like, all right, yeah. And then I just continued on because I was like, I can't. I don't want to.
That's so cool. I've never met someone with the click.
Yeah.
Wait, how do you race call that?
Let me hear you try it one more time, man.
No. I don't want South Africans coming for me like
with the click. That's so sick. Wow,
it's pretty dope.
Wow,
you're like, not for me. Not for me. He double corrected me.
So then when you were done with the interview, did you crop out the correction?
I did it.
I did it. It's up
nice.
No, it's up there. So yeah.
People could go check it out.
Let it fly.
He got 4th place in the. I think he got 4th place in the 100. So it was one of those situations where it's like,
you're like, I won't have to say that. And the rest of his life.
Gosh.
Yeah. But yeah, Emma got 3rd place. She'd been having a progressively, better and better season. So she just like timed things perfectly right now. So huge shout outs to getting that bronze medal.
Oh, okay. So Anderson's doing great at his homework, but Zapletalova, how do you say it?
Zapletalova, yeah.
She's from Slovakia.
Oh, Slovakia. Oh, snap. Damn. I pronounced her name
I
perfectly,
meant
but
to
I'm
say the
so sorry.
pronunciation. Yeah, that should
I
outweigh
think
it.
I said Serbia.
Serbia. Yeah.
Oh,
Crap,
you're-
I'm so sorry.
you're close.
Yeah,
I
'cause
hope-
saw the SVK and I was like,
You're
that's
done.
not Serbia.
Oh crap! I
Um,
hope they don't have like any issue. Like,
They're-
Oh, they
Yeah,
do.
they're at war.
Oh, they do.
All right.
It was a
like the
Russia-Ukraine
student borders or
situation.
something like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of wars and countries, like this was almost one right
What
here.
a segue.
Like, really?
It's 400 hurdles. Mainly because like I'm sitting here, I'm sitting in the media tribune getting texts from Mitch being like, Brazil has filed.
Oh,
an
yeah, it
appeal.
was
Qatar
all
has
happening.
Filed an appeal.
Yeah.
Nigeria has filed an appeal, and I'm like, what is happening? United States has protested.
Oh, it was mayhem. All the media, so Rye, and even like Rye was even coming down kind of thing. And you could hear everyone was celebrating all this stuff. And then this world athletics woman just came out of nowhere and all this. And the media thought she was bringing them to him. That she's like, by the way, he's disqualified.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And everyone was
Well,
like,
if we
What?
if we get context
Yeah.
before
All right, so in this one, I mean, from the gun, Rye takes off.
he's out
And
fast.
He is risking it all, but at the same time, it's not. I mean, the time is the season's best.
Wait, what he run?
46:52.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's season's best. Interesting. Okay, for some reason I thought he ran a little bit faster this year, but yeah.
Yeah, no. So best performance of the year for him. Really, I guess how would you describe the backstretch for him, because he needed to. I mean, Warholm also got out hard, but stumbled, like hit a couple hurdles.
He hit a
early
couple
on.
hurdles, yeah. So Warholm, I think early on, I had a sense that he was struggling, right? He hit hurdles. He usually gets out drastically, extremely fast, which he did. But Rye Benjamin matched him with that speed from the blocks and really down the entire back straight. I was kind of looking at Rye and Carson both clearing. I mean, Carson was hitting the hurdles, but Rye was clearing them. They were about even as they went into the second curve. And at that point, that's where Rye started to really make a move and pull away from the rest of the field. And by the time they entered the home straight, even before then, you could see Carson was just back there, and Rye had a massive lead on the field entering the home straight. It was actually really, really big. And he just like was rocking it down the home straight. Then you see him clobber the 10th hurdle, like destroy the 10th hurdle. And
It stayed up.
it did. But wait, no. His hurdle fell. His hurdle fell, but
the one.
this is where the controversy comes in. Yeah. So his he smashed it, fell, but then it pushed the hurdle
that's not
on
coming
the
back up.
yeah. Like that was done. But it also hit the hurdle on the lane inside him in lane 4. So that's where the controversy comes down. But Rye, at that point, it was like, oh crap, like is Rye gonna fall? Is he gonna like tumble? Like this is really weird and I guess obscure, but like there was a race in like 2013 or something with like Evan Jager. He like in the steeplechase, he almost broke, I think, 8 minutes, but he hit the last steeplechase and he fell. And that was like the one time he had a chance. Again, this is like obscure. I don't know why. But I thought about that in this moment. I thought Rye Benjamin was going to fall out off this hurdle, but he held up and he was able to get the gold medal and his first world championship gold. But
This
is
didn't
where-
come without controversy and drama.
Yes.
And that's what we love about a world championships, is that somehow the night will get interesting. And for Rye, the craziest part is like, okay, so Mitch is giving us the vantage point of the world athletics woman coming into the mix zone and announcing that Rye has been disqualified.
So
as that happens, Rye is on the track with a crown on his
He's
head,
celebrating
with the 400 hurdles women.
So
And
as you're, and I want to hear like the whole situation, but as you're texting, like I'm watching Rye with the flag. This is also when the women's 400 hurdles is going off, and Jasmine Jones, and they train together. She wins the silver. Rye is celebrating with her.
Out there.
It's crazy, and someone hands him literally as you're like telling us stuff. Someone hands him a crown.
Wow, the real duality of enjoyment there. You guys like, what a moment. I'm like, yeah, he's getting DQ'd. Yeah. Just enjoy it for a moment.
Did he ever find out? Well,
Yes.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
Ironically, he was sitting in the elimination chairs, like the ones that they have
On the bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a weird transaction in the mix zone because
what
it
happened
was
down there?
like everyone was ready. They thought he was coming through, And this woman's been doing such a phenomenal job bringing athletes to it. Then she just comes and just point blank rips it off. She's like, "Oh yeah, he's been disqualified." And all this meant like it was kind of funny because no one said anything. There was a guy in the back. He's like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, he's been disqualified." And he's like, "What for?" And she's like, "Oh, we don't know yet. Like, we'll let you know." And everyone's like, "Holy, are you serious?" And I'm like, "I gotta let the guys know." And then in my head, I'm also trying to upload my own reviews. I'm like, "Should I be filming this?" I'm like, I can't film this, but I'll let them know. And then I kind of didn't anticipate that no one knew. And everyone's like, "What do you mean he's been disqualified? Like, can you get more information?" I'm like, "I don't know. She'll come back." Sure enough, like 2 minutes later comes back. She's like, "Yep, he's been disqualified. He hit the last hurdle, and that hurdle then impeded the lane inside of him. So therefore, he's been DQ'd, right?" So then that comes out. So everyone's like, "Oh, well, like how bad was it?" Rah, rah, rah. Could not have been like 3 minutes later. Then the Nigerian athlete comes down who was fourth,
was fourth
and
place.
is now third. And one of the reporters was very astute. He's like, I've got to ask him. He's like, "Oh, what do you make of the hit hurdle?" And he's like, "Didn't phase me." He's like, "Honestly, didn't bother me." And then the guy in the back is like, "That's what I thought." Everyone's like, "What the hell?" And then he's like, "Yeah." They're like, "So do you think you should be disqualified?" He's like, "Disqualified?" He's like, "Nah, like it didn't bother me at all." And everyone was like, "Okay, man, thanks for that. Like you can go." And he's like, "What? Is anyone going to ask me about coming fourth? Like whatever." Then he walks out and I'm texting again. I'm like, "Dude, this guy doesn't even care. Like no one gives a fuck." And then everyone's like, "What the hell happened?" And then you text me like, "Hey, he's reinstated." I'm like, "What the hell is happening down here?"
And then
It was
after that,
mayhem.
it's like after Nathaniel Ezekiel comes through the mix zone and says that like, yeah, I mean, like that really didn't make a difference. Like, but you know, hats off to Rye. I think he was so deserving of the gold medal.
Yeah.
He walks off.
Yeah.
Our interview's uploading at that point. Then I see Nigeria has filed an appeal. I'm like, if this was like a courtroom, like you would have just had lost like your star witness.
Yeah.
That, like you're actually guilty, and you brought him onto the stand. So
How does the appeal process work?
That was my
there's a
question.
Jury.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Like,
But how does Nigeria do that without
yeah.
consulting? I know
They
they got to
won-
move quick, but
they won
like,
the medals.
Yeah, it's like the
but surely they have someone down there
it's
that
the
can
same thing
word
with
him
like
up.
like
No,
probably
they're
the
curious.
German Federation when it's like Robert Farkin with the
Yeah.
1500. It's not like Farkin's like we need to get Cole Hocker DQ'd. It's just these federations, they're making the moves without the athletes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the German guys there, like, yeah,
Well,
but sometimes the German people they come up.
Well, with the German, like the German athlete came through the mix zone, and we asked him, "Is he filing a protest, you know, like for Cole or against Cole?" And he didn't know. He was just like, "I don't know. Ask my federation."
Smarter response.
Well, okay, so I guess he's lying. He could be lying, but it's like, I don't know.
He's lawyered up.
Yeah.
He's like, I know what to do here.
He
Yeah.
knows how to be a star witness.
You're asking like, oh, does Nigeria have like someone in the mix? So Nigeria has
No, I know. Yeah,
uniforms
yeah,
for
no.
Literally,
I know.
Yeah.
they literally
contextually,
share
yeah.
uniforms. Like, it's
Yeah, no,
ridiculous.
that's
Like,
fair.
I've been dumping sweat into the same t-shirt for the last 10 days. Okay, man, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Lord.
So, all right, yeah, it took all of 3 minutes for the USA protest to go through, and then Rye gets reinstated. They interview him in the stadium, and then they're like, they ask him like, "So, what did you think of the race?" He's like, "Oh, well, it wouldn't have been a world championships without a little bit of drama," and then like kind of laughs it off. After that happens, that's when I hear, you know, in addition to Nigeria, Qatar and Brazil have filed a protest. And I'm like, wow, this is, you described it as World War III in the mix zone.
Yeah, it was. It was. I don't know, because then you text that and it felt like it was done, and then it was like, no, 3 of them have teamed up. Like
They're
it's
like, let's do
they're
this.
not gonna leave this laying down. And then coincidentally, I was talking to Alison de Santos, and we're chomping it up, and because we got to know each other pretty well last year, having a chat. I'm like, oh yeah, like what did you make of like the Rise stuff? He's like, I don't care. He's like, like didn't bother me. I was just charging on the outside. Like I'm just happy to have a silver sort of thing. And then at the same time, I'm reading like Brazil's filed a complaint. I'm like,
it's the disconnect.
these guys need to get worded up.
Yeah, I think it's so
Like,
fun.
what are they doing?
in this scenario? But yeah, there were so many the misinformation that was like not misinformation, but just like all the information floating around from all of these different places was really funny. And so, to your question of like when did Rye find out, the way he describes it, he's sitting in the elimination chair, ironically enough, and he's talking to. They didn't get like the medals instantly handed to them, and they're like, "Where's our medals?" And Allison says to Rye, "Is like, oh, I think there's been a DQ," and then Rye says, "Of who?" And then he goes, "Ooh,
Yeah,
Wait, what?
yeah, that's in the video of that you sent."
Oh,
Yeah,
oh yeah, okay, that's
Yeah.
crazy. I didn't even realize that's so
kind of funny
ridiculous.
that Allison's the one who breaks the news to him.
Yeah.
He's like,
Sorry, buddy.
Of you, you didn't know?
there's actually a DQ, like being coy. Right?
I'm gonna need
who
that
did it?
crown.
Yeah. This is where the story's gonna take a turn for you.
Yeah,
let's have a seat in the
Yeah. Take the crown off.
Yeah.
Let me
And
hold this for you for
Let
a
me,
second.
let me put that on for a moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for a sec.
You're gonna want to hear this not wearing the plastic crown.
Oh my god.
But it puts such a damper on the moment for
Yes.
Rye Benjamin.
Mm.
It's like why don't you guys settle this before telling him that he's DQ'd? It's like, oh, like just a heads up, you're DQ'd, and he's like, seriously, I'm in a crown on the track, and then 3 minutes later they're like, never mind, actually. But there are a bunch of countries out to get your ass, and a few of them, I guess, are filing criminal charges. So, but yeah, you got the gold. I don't know. It's so sloppy and messy. You'd think that it's like there'd be like more of a clean process to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the biggest stage in the sport. You think you'd get it right before being like telling everybody that he's DQ'd.
Yeah. It was also just a funny word of mouth. It was just this one World Athletics representative whose job is to usher athletes.
She's
And all
like,
of a sudden,
I'd like to
she's a
drop
news
this.
breaker. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just so nonchalant. She's like, DQ'd. Yeah.
She's like, bye.
Yeah.
She's
She's
like,
like,
this is gonna feel good.
yeah. She's like, and she didn't even tell the whole media because it's a big line. And it was just the first lot of media. And I kind of just caught it on the periphery. And then when the guy yelled, what? And I was like, oh, there's something happening over here.
Someone told her, they're like, hey, don't keep this to yourself. Yeah. She's like, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Like just whispers to one
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
You guys won't believe what I know. Yeah. You will not believe it. Yeah.
Oh
Lord.
I mean, yeah. So it was very dramatic. Rye ultimately, I believe, has left this. No, you don't leave the stadium with the medal tonight. So
No.
there's a lot that
No,
could change.
yeah.
Probably nervous leaving it behind.
He's like,
Can I
crap.
just hold on?
Yeah.
yeah, like let me take
Team
this home.
Nigeria's like, we'll
Just
take
do
care of
the
it.
medals.
Yeah. No, we'll protect it, right? We definitely won't let anyone
We got
take
you.
it.
We got you. Yeah, that was wild. But
No,
No,
you
no,
go.
no, no.
No, all I was going to say is, sorry. Everyone's like,
No. I insist.
When did you guys speak to Carsten at all? And
I
any
think-
interviews?
Yeah, you see protested
Yeah,
too.
Carson did, I think, a 3-minute interview with Norwegian media.
Norwegian,
and
okay.
30 seconds with the United States.
Okay, because I was going to say,
Yeah.
he spoke in
English.
the first mix zone for a while, and he was saying that he felt something in the back of his knee off the blocks. And I didn't know if it was cramp or an injury or whatever he said, but just second I got off the blocks, I just felt something kind of go in the back of my leg, and then it kind of played on my mind, and I tried to push, and obviously I couldn't push. And maybe it has something to do with the hitting of the hurdles. Maybe he just didn't quite
Could
have
be,
the
yeah.
explosiveness, or I don't know. I don't know what it was, but he made a pretty strong point of that a few times in the mix zone about him picking up something off the blocks.
That makes sense.
I mean,
That
you
makes
just think
sense.
about how much power and force that dude is thrown
Yeah.
into those blocks. Like, yeah. But I mean,
Crazy.
for him, with the quote about like the
Oh,
dick
man.
measuring contest, like it's not great when, you end up finishing 5th.
Yeah. Unfortunately, but I mean, shout out to Rye. Like gold medal. This is his first world championship gold medal after multiple. He's medaled at every single championship since 2019. Obviously, he got the Olympic gold last year, but now he gets the world championship gold in a commanding performance. Right? Like I think at USA's, he had said that he'd been dealing with some setbacks, some injuries, and kind of things like that. But now at these champs, after the semis, he was like, I'm having fun. I'm good. I'm feeling great. So that gave an indication that he was ready for this gold. So, and I think even if, in my opinion, even if Carsten was healthy, I feel like Rye was ready to win. He was ready to do what he needed to do.
Interesting question was posed in the CITIUS Mag group chat where it was like, whose career would you rather have?
Oh yeah.
Rye or Karsten's, where Karsten comes out and wins the golds at the very beginning of his career, plus
Yeah.
the world record, and then now has started to,
Shift a little bit.
yeah, he hasn't been, I guess, like, well, what was it, silver last year?
He got
still?
silver last year. Yeah, I mean,
pretty damn good.
Yeah.
But in general, just sort of like, the greatest success is tacked onto the first part of your career.
Yeah.
Versus Rye, it was a progression filled with quite a bit of heartbreak in the first half, but now you're enjoying all the success in the second in the
later
portion.
half.
Whose career would you rather have?
I mean,
and we're only taking into consideration your success in the 400 hurdles, because with Rye,
you got relay medals. Like, yeah. He has so many. No, I mean, in the 4 hurdles, it's hard to say that. Like, it's hard not to take Karsten Warholm's career. Like, he has 3 world championship golds. He has the Olympic gold. He has the world record. He has the 3rd fastest time all time. Like, he has the career. And even last year, like you said, he has the Olympic silver medal. So it's hard not to take his career, but Rye is building momentum right now, where he's still relatively young, where he's going to, in my opinion, he's going to win more gold medals, as the years progress. So I think, I'd take Karsten's career, but if I'm a betting person, I'd probably take Rye in the future.
You agree?
Yeah.
Would you take that career?
I'd probably take Carstens, but yeah, to your point, it feels like Rise is just developing to its full potential now. So
does this answer change if Rye wins gold at a home Olympics in 2028?
Oh yeah, probably.
Yes.
Yeah. Because at that point, you're talking about 2-time Olympic gold medalist. He probably at that point may have the world record. Like he's younger than Karsten. He'll have a momentum. He's now the defending world champion, so he'll have a wild card to Worlds in 27. So he won't have to worry about, at USA's, he's always like, I just got to do this. I got to get through this, right? Like,
that's right. Yeah, Rye is probably the like, when people do complain about world champions getting buys.
He was talking about it this year.
Because they only run one round. Rye is the last person you want to hand that to, because he's going to take that chance. First. And so 2027 USA is expected to enter just the 400.
400, yeah. He'll probably just do the 4.
And
actually,
he got breaking news.
He said that next year, 2026, he's going to be doing the 400 and the 200.
No hurdles.
So that'll be pretty interesting. Like, I don't know.
Lends into last night's conversation.
Yeah, like switching events,
switching stuff up.
Yeah.
Does he run a lot of 200s?
No, I don't.
He's run. He hasn't, not many, but he's run sub 20. I think his personal best is 19.99.
Oh wow!
And when he was in the NCAA, he got 3rd place in the 200 indoors one year. Like, he's a good 200 runner. It's just he's always running the hurdles. So I mean, I don't know. We were just talking about Sydney, and obviously she just won a gold medal. I'm not saying Rye's gonna like completely switch over and win a gold medal, but like, I wouldn't be surprised if he drops like 19.8 or 19.7 at some point, and he's like competing with these guys in the 200 for real on the circuit.
Yeah, I watched Sydney last night. I was like, I want to do that.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, like, we did talk. We talked about this with Rye in Budapest. I think when we did our show with him there, it was sort of like, or even in Eugene, it's like, you would crush it in the 400. Why don't you do that? And what he said at the time was like, I feel like that'd be like giving up. He's like, that's post Tokyo. He hadn't won a gold medal yet. And I think like now that he's checked both those boxes, it's like probably a little bit more of a consideration. It's like, I've achieved the thing that I've wanted to for a long time. I mean, this is the place that, I think like emotionally broke him
crazy
so much in 2021. And like today, for the outcome to be flipped, beautiful story, I guess, like with Coach Joanna Hayes too. Like, she was in the stands in like that same day, just as devastated. And today, like, they show her on the broadcast, she's going
crazy,
ballistic.
She was in the mix zone saying that like he could have broken the world record. She was like breaking down the stats and like his touchdown and all that. Like, she was saying like, I feel like the world record could have happened.
He does think that, like, obviously, if he hadn't hit that final hurdle, the time would have been a little bit faster. And so, I mean, amazing job by Rai Benjamin today. And then kudos in the bronze medal position to Abderrahmane Samba.
He's
been in the game for a long time. Making finals.
He has a bronze from 2019 when the world champs were in Doha. So he Yeah. He's like had a big comeback. He's been dealing with injuries and all that. So I'm curious, what did Allison say as you were speaking with him?
Well, it wasn't much of a formal interview. I'll say
Oh.
that it was very like knockabout. But I mean, he was really happy. I mean, he's generally just like one of the happiest guys ever.
Yeah.
Does this give him the set now?
Yeah. Oh, he has gold in 2022.
What was he in Budapest?
He didn't medal there. He was injured.
Okay.
And then he doesn't have a silver. Yeah. He only has gold, and then he has two bronzes from the Olympics. And he was too young in previous years. So
yeah. Now the silver.
Well, yeah. So technically he has all medals, but just at Worlds.
I couldn't remember what he came in Budapest.
Yeah, he was injured, so he didn't get on the podium.
I mean, I got the sense he was very happy. And look, he ran a great race. There was I didn't think he was going to catch Rye, but he was pushing real hard over that 10th hurdle. Obviously, you get a bit of a lift when you see the person in front of you crash into the hurdle as hard as Rye did. But he was obviously fantastic at the start of the year. He had a brilliant start to 2025. And then I didn't really see too much of him, or I didn't track him all that much through the year. But one thing's for sure, every time he comes to a major healthy, he's going to be a threat, and he's going to be on the podium. He's done it a considerable amount, and he himself in this era of we'll call them the big three because they are the big three. He's put together a pretty tidy resume too. So I mean, obviously he doesn't have the level of golds that these two have, but
he's younger than both of them. I think by a couple of years.
Exactly.
He's like really young.
Yeah,
he's really young.
Yeah, because he had that success in Eugene and the Olympics. He was so young.
It's like
The big three. It looks like they're going to hold on for.
They got a while.
For like the rest of the cycle. I thought that there was a chance that one of them would fall off after Paris, but no, they're
good. Yeah.
All right. Wow, an incredible race. That men's 400 hurdles. And I think that's it for sprints, right?
I think
really quick because you are jumps guy. Men's jump head was apparently insane.
Probably that was a comp.
That was a wild competition where you had a lot of back and forth. I think but Pedro Pichardo, right? He was able to pull through to get the gold medal. He's been here forever, like literally forever. He medaled in 2013 at the World Championships. He got silver. In Moscow, which is crazy. But now he comes back. He was injured throughout most of the year. He had jumped, I think he only has like 2 competitions before this, maybe 2 or 3 this year, but he was able to get a clutch, gold medal. But he was pretty consistent throughout. And then he was silver. I don't have the results.
From
Italy.
Yep, Della Valle.
So he came up. He was kind of a sleeper. He wasn't really making too much noise throughout 2025, but he really has a clutch performance and a big personal best to get the silver medal. And then Lázaro Martinez, he was he's also another. Cuba has so many different athletes. There was actually technically 3 Cubans in this final. Pichardo is Cuban, and then also Andy Diaz Hernandez is Cuban, but Cuba also loses a lot of its athletes to other countries. But Lázaro Martinez, 17.49, he comes up for the bronze. I mean, this was just so dramatic throughout. You have 6-round jumps where it's like changes, guys moving up. Like this was big. So good triple jump competition overall.
What did he jump in the end to win? Was it 17.98 or something?
17.91.
That's insane.
Yeah, which is crazy.
That is a huge.
That's big. And again, Pichardo has been in 2013, he got the silver medal at the World Champs. 2015, he got silver at the World Champs, and he jumped 18 meters then. He's the Olympic champion from 2020, and actually on this track in Tokyo. Olympic silver medalist from last year. Like, he is one athlete who has so much longevity. Very, very similar to Christian Taylor from the United States, who Pichardo had like a lot of battles with. So Pichardo is, he'll go down as one of the great triple jumpers for sure.
That was the first event Mac mentioned to me, and I came in tonight. Actually, he was like, "Man, you should have seen that triple jump." So it actually had everyone by the grip.
It was good. It was good.
Cool to watch up close, those guys.
Yeah. It was real good. Real good.
All right, Anderson. Thanks for all your updates.
Thanks for holding it down.
All right. Distance boys, let's move into. We had some semifinals actions and then the men's 5K heats. Let's touch on the semifinals of the women's 800
Let's
first.
do it.
Because there actually were a couple surprises. First heat, Mary Moore running 158 is probably like the best showing that we've seen from her in a bit. That kind of instills a bit more confidence. And like, Mac and I before this championships were like, I don't know how much of a factor she's going to be. It's the Keeley show, but I'm starting to think a little bit more about Mary Mora, and I think Georgia Bell is as well. Georgia Bell was right there. They hugged, a really long hug after the race, and Georgia was just kept looking at the scoreboard or the time board, and I was just like, I bet she's also just thinking like, oh, okay, like Mary is back, because it was looking like what Hodgkinson, Wero, Georgia Bell were going to be like the top three contenders, and then you had a Sia DeGuma. We'll get to her in a second, but in this one, yeah, your top two were pretty expected, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not open and shut sort of final that you would have expected, but those two are just a class above, really, in that semi. Now there was a little bit of jostling. I think for Georgia, if I'm remembering correctly, like she positioned herself pretty well, but she had to work a little bit harder. But yeah, I mean, they both look good. When you looked at the semis, I was like, that's going to be the first two, so they got through pretty clean.
Careful with the word jostling. That's what gets you DQ'd nowadays.
No, the creating an opening when there is no opening is what gets you DQ'd, not jostling. Jostling's part of the sport.
Eric, any takes from heat one, or was it pretty?
I thought it was all pretty standard.
Okay.
Favorites got through. They ran pretty fast. Mary Moore looks better than she has.
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely giving those shades of her when she won. Georgia on her bell, she looks good. She looks comfortable out there. She's always got a very strong close, even in the 8, where a lot of times it's just people hanging on, trying to die the least. And Georgia does have the kick. We'll see if she has a kick and it's able to get her onto the podium and a good color medal that she wants. But yeah, I think for the most part, these 800s, these semis just kind of went according to plan for everybody who thinks that they're a factor in this race.
Yeah. In the only really cool part about Heat 2, which was an awesome race, final stretch, last 100 meters, you had Sage Hurta-Klecker clawing her way past the likes of Halima Nakai and Sia DeGuma to snag 4th place, but in a very fast race. So Lilian Odira takes the win. So that's back-to-back Kenyan semifinal victories. Audrey Wero right there. I mean, those were expected. Jess Hull, who made it through after falling in the first round. PR validates just sort of just like, she's going to be a factor here.
National record, right?
National record.
Area record, yeah.
National record, yep. What a great race from Jess. It was giving me shades of Dave Waddle early. Just went off the back of the pack. But like because obviously I'm watching it so closely, tactically it was actually so brilliant because she obviously knows she can't start quite that hot, but when they're starting to bunch up and find a spot, she just rolled straight around and kind of got to the front.
That like 450 to go. She just
rolled right on the shoulder.
Right into perfect position.
It was awesome to see, and then she just had to hold on, and obviously that 1500 meter strength showed through. Maybe not having to run a full 800 the day before at pace kind of helped. She didn't have dead legs necessarily from running a hard heat. She had to get up from the fall and did what she had to do to finish the race so that she could protest and get put through to the semis.
Smart.
Yeah, high IQ, high IQ operator.
IQ, super happy for Sage Hurta-Klecker. This was an athlete that has been fighting to make these U.S. teams, and now she makes the team, comes in, gets through to the final in a pretty gutsy way. So happy for her. The lone American in the final.
Wow.
So that's big.
Making the most of the opportunity. 100%.
Making the most of the opportunity. Audrey Vero, is it where?
I think it's Vero.
Vero.
Yeah, Vero.
I it wrong.
Yeah.
So Audrey
would have got it.
Audrey Vero, this final is shaping up because she runs hard from the front. She's very tall. She probably looks like she's tough to get around. And Hodgkinson's also someone who likes to run from the front. Same with Mary Mora. Like these are all front runners who like to dictate the race on their own terms from the front. I don't really know how this is going to shape
Voro
out.
looked great.
Yeah.
She looked great. Yeah.
And the thing to remember about Varro is that Swiss National Championship, she soloed a 156 from the front by herself. No pacemaker. So she's got that fitness, and then runs faster in the Diamond League final.
Yeah.
I guess she might feel more comfortable trying to sit on Keely. Keely, her plan last year was she was just the fittest of the whole bunch, and it was just like, all right, you can get. She made the big move, and no one. She gapped the whole field at the Olympics. I think it's much closer. I think everyone's a bit more compact here. Yes, Keely, dropped at 154 earlier in the season, but at a championships like this, after 2 rounds, it could be a bit closer. Yeah, and just side note on like where we said, okay, Mary Mora emerges as more of a threat. One big threat was eliminated when Siga Daguma gets passed by Sage Klecker. So like, if you're Georgia Bell, you say like, yeah, you're like, thank you. Like you got one. If one just popped up, you just took out another big one. So
yeah.
And then Heat 3 was the Keely show. Keely wins that one. Interesting move is going to Sarah Mora, who finished second from Kenya, had KT tape all over her leg. And
I was confused by this one. Yeah. Because
she got wheeled off.
She got wheeled off.
Yeah.
Made an incredibly hard move.
PB. And then
wow.
could not get up off the ground. And so they picked her up and then took her off the track. Like she was not taken off. She didn't. I love the NFL injury reports where it's like he walked off on his own accord, and it's like she did not walk off on her own accord here.
Yeah, no. First off, never a good sign in my opinion when you're just completely covered in KT.
That was like the woman in the 200 too, who false started on purpose.
Yes, yeah. That so that's never a good sign. I think you just shouldn't wear don't even wear KT tape. But she made such a hard move she had secured her spot and then really fought tooth and nail to kind of like almost beat Keely to the line. So you think, okay, you're looking good and you must feel good. Otherwise, why do that just to immediately, fall to the track? I wonder if it was genuine, if it was something that, it was obviously something she was feeling before the race because she came in with a whole roll of KT tape on her hamstring, but I wonder when she'll, when we'll know if she's going to be into the final. But
it didn't look great.
Well, that's the thing. So when do you get to make a call? Like, if hypothetically, I should know this, but if she woke up tomorrow morning and was like, can't race, do they then
bring in the
what's the time?
Bring
what's
in the next person from this heat? Or do they bring in?
Oh, good question.
Because time qual. Like what? How's it work?
Because she would have got through.
Do they leave a lane empty?
They probably do that because like if it's the next person from the heat, it's Anaïs Bourgeois from France. If it's just the next fastest person, then Siga Daguma says, "Oh, you thought I was gone? I'm back."
I bet it's not the next fastest. It would have to be.
It would have to be the next hit. Yeah, from the heat.
Yeah.
And then I always kind of think about this because like you have to make those decisions like they should know now.
Yeah.
Right?
There should be a rule, right?
That's what I'm saying. Is there a time where you have to...
There shouldn't be a lane left open in an 800-meter final at the World Championships, especially when it's not like one of these other races where there's lots of entrants and there's 8.
Yeah.
And it's like if you crumple to the ground at the finish line in the semis, and you kind of wait until like the very last minute to say I'm not going to be in the final, and you take away an opportunity for somebody else. I don't know. It seems like that shouldn't be the case.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought about this because one time, I guess like way back in like 2013 USA's, I remember crossing paths with athletes who were eliminated from like the semifinals of like the 800 or something like that. And out drinking, partying, and drowning their sorrows from getting eliminated. And then one of them learns like, oh no, actually, like you're gonna get put through to the next round. It's like, well, you just ruined like my night. Well, one, my night is ruined, my race is ruined.
Yeah.
So it's like you should let people know before they're hitting the bars and drowning their
Well,
sorrows.
so, on that, sorry, I've got the YouTube thing up. Someone just commented. What World Athletics has been doing is the first person out has been still warming up and getting ready
It's like on
in
call.
case. Yeah, and I should know this because Rowan Browning did this for the 100, and he was the first guy out, and then he went and did the full warm up, and they made him sit in the call room, and they were like, "Yeah, if someone doesn't come, you're running." And he was like, "Well, this
even
is
more weird.
That's what I
because,
mean.
like, you're like,
Yeah.
I'm not.
It's like, I don't know what I'm
whether to
doing
be
here.
Nervous.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah." And it's like, "Oh, you're running." I think you should have until, I would say, like 8 a.m. or 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. It's like, give yourself overnight to try and ice, recover, whatever you need to do to be okay. And if by then you're not ready, then the next person comes in.
Yeah, you're like, do I have my Raisin Bran or do I start downing this Morton bicarb right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, and I mean, the idea of like warming up without knowing, right? Because it's so much of like the adrenaline and the nerves are what fuel great performances a lot of time. And if you're just kind of on the fence and until the very last moment, it's going to be very tough to get it up enough to have that big type of performance that you're looking to have. But at the same time, it's like, look, you didn't make it. You didn't really qualify in the way that someone should qualify, or like. So it's one of those things where like a beggar can't be choosers, type of situation. But it is interesting for sure.
Yeah.
So do we have a prediction on this one?
I think Keely still wins.
Yeah, I think it's like you can't. No, nobody's looked as good as Keely, even with her short season. But
I really like Varro.
I think yeah. I'm totally forgot.
Varro.
Yeah. I think Varro is going to be tough to beat. And I also think Georgia Hunter Bell is gonna end up there somewhere. So, but man, I think it's gonna be fast.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's for sure. I think since they all like to run fast, it might, and maybe it sets up to be slow because everybody thinks it's going to be fast, and that's kind of sometimes how it goes. But I wouldn't be surprised if you see a 155 again from Keely or somebody else, or faster. Who knows?
Who do you think gets to the front?
Yeah, right. Like, because that's gonna be
If
like
there is 3 front runners.
I could see Keely sitting on. I could see them pressing hard off the gun, and Keely like settling onto the shoulder of somebody.
Yeah.
Like it could be a Varro, or Mary Mora, and Keely sitting right on the shoulder.
How long do you want to sit for before?
Like probably 400. I think that's I think that would be, that's a safe game plan. Like sitting on the shoulder, not on the rail, out of trouble, and then making one decisive move, and then everybody else. I think Georgia Hunter Bell will be somebody that will move late. Right? It seems to be like 150 to go, 100 to go. Here comes Georgia Hunter Bell. I think you'll see something like that again. But man, it's
gonna be great.
It's gonna be great because that you could. I'd be shocked to see Keely at least like anywhere lower than second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it's like she's ending up there, and then but other than that, it's like it could be there's so many contenders that could be there.
This World Championship is being filled with so many surprises. Today was actually like the first day I think that mostly felt like all right. Like, aside from like the little the DQ drama, all that stuff, like results wise and performances, it was like okay, yeah. Today made sense.
Yes, yeah.
Is Jess the only one to make both finals?
We were trying to figure this out. Who the last woman to make both finals was?
Yeah,
I'm trying to think if like a Laura Muir.
Yeah, but she was the only one to make both finals here.
Oh
yeah.
50,
That's what I thought. Yeah. Wow. Good Jess.
Like when people were singing the praises of like Hobbs Kessler last year, he didn't make the 800 final. He reached the semi. So like, yeah, I mean, I guess like Jess kind of
Yeah.
makes that a little bit more
Pretty clutch. This is her first year running it too.
Yeah, no, she's like she's her 800 chops are just getting so much better.
Yeah. I would love to see her run in the 56s. I mean, she was confident in the interview. She was like, I actually think I've got a little more. So she was very happy with it, but
especially without. I think it's something about you're gonna need to get more comfortable.
yeah,
Right? You need more reps. You need to practice it more. The way that she's moved around that field with 450 to go, coming up in the bell lap was a move by somebody who's getting more comfortable and savvy at this type of level in the 8. So I think it's just about doing it more, and also it's just going to benefit her 15 more.
Yeah.
Right. She's got the strength of the 5K. She's the 2K world record holder, right? So it's now she's going to work on something that most people would have thought is like her weaker events.
Yeah.
And then it's like it's just going to bode well for her future in her main event.
Yeah. Her and her dad were big on that.
Field is 156.28. The average season's best of this field is 156.53. So it's like
that's so fast.
To show you that like the event is at an all-time high. All the athletes who are showing up to this or at basically most of them probably ran their PB this year as well. So it's gonna be a barn burner, for sure. All right, that was the women's 800 meter semifinals, and then the last thing we need to touch on today is the first round of the men's 5K because a couple heavy hitters are out. First one had Cole Hawker up towards the front of the race, controlling it for the most part. It's this first round is not something that you end up taking wire to wire, but Cole positioned himself up towards the front on the rail, from the get-go. Isaac Kameli gets the win. Matthew Kipsang from Kenya. Cole Hawker, Nico Young, Kai Robinson, Hagos Gabriel, Mike Foppen, and then Etienne Gaigunos. So it's the top 8 advance. First man out, Andreas Almgren, the fastest man of the year.
I mean, that's really that's really like the big name that's out.
Lobalu has run fast.
Nordas get dropped.
Nordas.
Yeah, but I mean, the fastest man of the year.
It's the biggest name. Yeah, it's the biggest
man of the
name.
year.
Yeah.
So like, he's a guy, and he just looked shot. Right? He looked tired. Clearly. Because otherwise, I really thought it, for the most part, is business as usual.
Yeah.
Similar to the women's 8, it's like, of course, you're going to have, when you can only get 8 through in each heat, there's going to be big names that are out because it's just big names at this event or in this meet. The
second heat, they lost Niels Laros, who made it 4,100 meters, and then
what happened there?
I mean, he looked like he's looked hurt.
Yeah, but did he get hurt in the run or
looked like something popped up?
Okay,
immediately.
So I just saw him on TV hopping off.
Immediately fell out.
But it was like he was struggling to find a way to hop off.
He's like, I've never done this before.
Yeah,
and he's
get in the rail.
He left the track in quite possibly the most destructive way for everybody else. He's like, I'm just gonna stop.
Hit the brakes.
I'm just gonna hit the brakes in the front, and then everybody's just like kind of had to navigate around him.
Yeah,
carnage.
But no, like going back to the first heat, Cole Hawker looked fantastic. I thought. First off, all the Americans through, but I like the way that Hawker looked. We saw him do this in the 5K at USA's where he goes out and takes the lead. But he doesn't really push. He doesn't push it super hard. He's running at a comfortably hard pace, enough to stay out of trouble. And I'm sure he's thinking more about that now after getting DQ'd in the 15. But he really set the pace. They ran 13:13, pretty fast. Maybe not for the standard that they're at now, but much faster than the second heat. And but then when 200 to go, 100 to go, when the moves were being made to see who's going to be ultimately the ones through the final, he just shifted gears super easily. Like the gears, it's clear that, and it's not, he wasn't close to, gear 1. He's just, and the way that these races have been so far, at least on the men's side, they haven't been blistering.
No.
Right. And so if it's at all, slow, the dude's going to be a factor for sure. Nico Young looked great, ran tactically in that heat too, but yeah.
What they close out in 225.
225.
Yeah, and once they started winding up, you just saw the path of destruction behind them.
Yeah, the top 8 were pretty clear, and then Almgren was like the one fall off from that it was a big casualty. There he is, struggling. Second, Binyam Mahari is the 18-year-old Ethiopian talent. I like this guy.
He looks good, yeah.
And like, I think that there's a high likelihood he was 6th, I think, at the Olympics or something last year. He's having such a great year. Could put it together on the right day. Jimmy Gressier, Jimmy G.
He looked good.
Yeah, that's
Look good.
so of the
double.
John Galt was the one who tweeted that there's only 2 countries with 3 men in the final. It's France and it's the United States. Like, that's kind of wild. You'd think it would be Ethiopia, Kenya.
Yeah.
Nope, not the case. Grant Fisher makes it through, finishes 6th in the heat, but everyone was kind of bunched up. And then lots of eyes on Jakob Ingebrigtsen, who takes
pushing to the line.
Yeah.
Pushing to the line.
Takes the last one, and 8. He was 42.15. 9th was Gulveer Singh, who was right next to Niels Laros when the whole thing was happening. 42.34. It was tight. Even Jakob had a little sigh of relief just before, right when the result popped up on the screen, that he's like, oh my, all right, like, made it through. It's so hard to think, like, is he going to be a factor?
I mean, it's tough to say that he's going to be a factor just based off how he's looked in so far. Doesn't make it out of the first round of 15, barely makes it through in the 5K. So it's tough based off that to say, oh yeah, he's gonna be a factor. But it's Jakob Ingebrigtsen. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm never gonna say this guy has no shot, because he's one of the best of all time. So you can't count him out, but just based off the 2 times we've seen him hit the track so far, he hasn't quite looked like his best. But you never know. The way that these guys are running it, like, I'm thinking about Grant Fisher, you kind of saw him do more of like what his tactics have been in the past, where he kind of was winding it up a bit. A couple laps out, he hits the front, starts putting the hammer down. The guys behind him have to react. And, I'm not sure what his strategy will be going into the final, but all 3 Americans through, all of them look great.
Yeah.
And so it's I don't really know, like, what I don't see anybody necessarily taking it, making it a hard race. Certainly not Jakob Ingebrigtsen. But yeah, you gotta like how everybody's looking going in.
Yeah, Jakob posted on his Instagram, how are your nerves? Not exactly smooth sailing, but stormy seas make stronger sailors. Time to recover and see how far the wind can take us on Sunday.
He's on that quote grind a lot. He's looking for that one to land.
Yeah. He's not writing these cash. Whoever his social person is, like, really good work. It's very fun to imagine.
You don't think he can? You don't
I think he
he's
could
a
whip that up.
philosopher?
He can whip that up.
You think that's him? I know, like,
I know it might not be, but he could have the chops for
I'm gonna
it.
back him in.
Yeah, I know. I like it's, we've talked about it before, but it's Jakob couldn't. It's awesome that he came here.
Yeah.
So many people.
We talked about this with Jake earlier.
Yeah,
100%.
So many people would have not come, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're as big as you are, as good as you are, and to come in when you're not 100%, be vulnerable and lose races, that so many people's egos, when you're at the level that he's at, wouldn't have been able to handle it. And so the fact that he's able to just come in there and be like, look, here's where I'm at. You got to tip the cap to him. I mean, everyone, I'm a big Jakob fan, so I hope he does well. And so cool. It's just fun to see him race, even when he's not at his best.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with
The
that.
field has been assembled for the final. But we can look at the names, and if you're, Team USA coach Eric, how do you draw up and you coach all 3 of the athletes?
Mhm.
What's your What's your plan for Cole? What's your plan for Nico? What's your plan for Grant? And how are they all different for? I guess like I want to say, let's say the win, and then a medal. It could be. It's the same plan.
I think Cole will and should do something similar to what he did at USA's and kind of what he did today, where he's going to hit the front for a bit and just kind of run, not hard, but he's just going to be in the front, clicking along.
Now that he's done it twice, do you think like a Hagos Gabriel or Binyam Mahari says we can't let him do that?
I don't think those guys haven't raced against him a whole lot. Like I think like Gabriel knows a guy like Grant Fisher, right? And he's raced against Grant a lot, and he's like, this guy, he is a threat. I'm not sure if he knows how much of a threat Hawker is. But I just like the way like Cole looks good running in the front, not all out, and just kind of being there. And then if just be out of trouble, 200 to go, connected to the pack. If Cole's connected to the leaders at all, and he is able to kick, but his last 150 is, arguably the best in the world. And so if he can manage to do something similar to that in the final and he's close, I mean, man, he actually can get a gold medal. Grant Fisher, like his tactics or his strengths, in my opinion, were stretching it for hard last 1200, hard last K. It could be even farther. But if depending on how his legs are feeling, if his legs aren't feeling great, he's like, look, I'm a bit tired. I'm feeling this long year. Then that stretch is going to be way harder. And so that might not be his best moves. And Nico Young is a guy that he's also has a really good kick, but it's just different than Cole's. I wouldn't, it'd be tough since I'm coaching all three of them in this scenario. So I'm not sure, if I'm a coach and I have a favorite, maybe I'm giving them different strategies, but they've all got different strengths, but they all have very good closes, and it's just about being in the right place and not getting boxed in, not letting the pack get a hold of you. Because you're gonna see a guy like Gabriel make a hard move at some point. Usually, it is pretty far out, and it's just a bit too far out for him.
Signature move
is he just kicks regardless of where he kicks from. It's about 100 meters too early. And so it's be ready for that. There's going to be, he might gap the field very quickly.
Yeah.
And so it's just being aware of that. I don't know who's going to be the one, if there is one, to make it a very fast race, but we'll see.
Yeah. I don't know if it's super fast, to be honest.
13:10 max.
Yeah.
Gut check of the three Americans. Who
am I picking of the three Americans?
Who do you feel best for a medal of those three?
I think most people would think, actually, I don't even know if that's true, but it's like Grant and Nico are the experienced 5K guys. And I think a lot of people would say, well, it's got to be one of those guys, right? They've run 12:44 this year. They've,
this is not going to be a 12:44 race.
It's not going to be a 12:44 race, but it's still like, well, Nico's is the 10K champion, and Grant is a double Olympic medalist in this from last year in the distance events. So it's got to be one of them. But I would think with how Cole looked in not just in USA's in the 5K today in the opening round, I'm sure he's running with a huge chip on his shoulder from the 5K, and people have been saying from the guys that know him and are in his camp that he's he's the fittest he's ever been. So you don't want to leave this. You don't want to leave this week in Tokyo with nothing to show for it. Yeah. So I'm sure he's going to be running with that extra fire. So it's a toss up, right? If I really couldn't pick who has the best shot to medal.
What about if we're following the trend of men's finals? Who's the smoky
Yeah.
that could pop out and win it? Because my smoky to pop out and win it could be the Brit, George Mills.
Good. I like that.
Now,
Yeah.
this is a guy who's broken 3 national records this year for the UK. And he's run 3:28 for the 1500. He's run 12:46 for the 5K. He was fantastic in the early parts of the Diamond League. And just the way,
He's someone.
he's a dangerous
Very
runner
good, yeah.
in
Oh, he's
this.
dangerous.
Like stay out of his way
Yeah.
first and foremost.
He shoved.
And he will get you to the he will get you to the ground if he wants to get you to the ground.
He almost took the Ethiopian out.
They exchanged some good words after that finish line as well. If you watched it, he was talking to him, but Harry turned around. He's like, "What are you doing?" And then he was pointing at him, being like, "Run through the line," basically.
Yeah.
You don't point in Japan.
I think Mills could be a
They-
guy. I think Mills could be a guy that hits the front a
Yeah.
couple laps out and starts grinding.
Yeah, starts just squeezing it down.
Because he has incredible strength. And yeah, he's got 1,500-meter wheels, but does he have a Jimmy Gressier kick?
Well, yeah, and he did burn in the Olympics last year, but I was thinking, well, maybe Jimmy
I
Gressier.
was honestly I was about to say, he looked great.
The world beater, Jimmy
Yeah.
Gressier.
World beater.
Jimmy Gressier comes out
Look at that guy.
two gold medals at the World Championship.
That would be unbelievable.
The French Mo Farah.
Yeah, that would be
This they're calling
unbelievable.
him.
I saw a video of him the other day, and I don't know what cross country race it was. It must have been Euro cross country
Where he slid.
years ago. Well, he slid, and then there was another one where a guy gave him a sandwich, and with 50 minutes ago, he takes the sandwich, and then as he crosses the line, he eats the sandwich.
It is sick.
I would
love
love
that finish.
like what
There's
is he?
also one where he actually blew it on a sub. Was that the slide?
Yeah, they slide.
He almost like tore it,
Yeah.
like blew both of his ACLs on the celebration that didn't quite hit. But he
Respect.
battled back from that and still did other ones at XC
Kept going.
Championship.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a world where this guy can win.
Of course
there's
there
a
is. He
world-
just
I
won the
mean,
other day. Yeah. He proved
You're
it.
talking about the 10K world,
World
champion.
champ.
Yeah, there's a
He
world
is
where
the
he
world
wins.
Still getting used
champion.
To it. I'm still
Yeah.
getting used to it.
The world champ.
My sneaky pick. Hey, is it sneaky to pick a 12:45 guy? Benny Amari.
I don't think it's that sneaky of a pick. No.
No.
I think he's
Well,
the
In
favorite.
general, the average PB, I like looking these up. It's just like, okay, the whole field, how fast are they average for the season, for their careers? The average PB of this field, 12:49. Average season's best, 12:53.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the quick field.
It's
Yeah.
the level that the 5K's at.
Yeah.
And if the USA sweeps, I don't know what the hell we're gonna do on this show.
Let's
If the
Let's
if the USA sweeps, I don't know. But I
cast
don't
it out there as a potential.
if the
Okay. Yeah.
It's out there.
I can't even sure. It's out there. We'll
I
figure
would
out-
like to know what you
we'll
guys.
cross
I'd like to know what you guys would do. You should put a bet out there now, just in
cross
case
that
it
bridge
does
when we
happen.
get to it.
If
Like I
yeah,
think if the USA sweeps, then someone gets someone else's name tattooed or something like that.
they don't do tattoos here in Japan, or at least for the longest time they did.
We don't have to do it on Sunday.
No, we'll find a Yakuza member and we'll figure out how to get a tattoo for Chris.
All right. That does it for day 7 of the World Athletics Championships.
Wow, 2 left.
2 left. It's not
This
yeah.
is the weekend.
This is the weekend, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Karaoke places are
Who would have known?
open, but we don't have the energy because we need to rest up for another full day tomorrow. Be sure to check out all of our interviews on the CITIUS Mag YouTube channel. Tons of stuff there, especially today, where you want to hear straight from Rai Benjamin what his vantage point of all the DQ stuff was. Noah Lyles is bound to say something in his press conference later. Femke Bowl was asked about, like, what if Sydney McLaughlin was here? So we've got all that stuff on our YouTube channel. Be sure to check them all out. Daily newsletters on the CITIUS Mag newsletter. Lots and lots of stuff. So keep up with it all. CITIUSMag.com. Support our sponsor, ASICS. Thanks to them for allowing us to have as big of a team to pull all of this off. And then last but not least, if you're enjoying all of this and this feels like you're hanging out with friends and geeking out, you can always leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It helps the show out and makes us feel like this is worth it. So good night, everyone. We'll see you guys tomorrow.